The Trelawny police have launched an investigation into the passing of Chloe Brown and the harming of her father at their home in Freeman's Hall, Ulster Spring, on Monday. According to the police, they have received information that on Sunday, January 10th, a dispute developed between two brothers, which resulted in caustic statements being issued. They further state that it is reported that about 1:05 a.m., Chloe and her father were at home when he was called by someone outside of his house. When he opened the door, a tussle reportedly ensued, followed by loud sounds. The police have said that Chloe was harmed in the tummy while her father was harmed in one of his legs. They were both taken to the hospital where Chloe was pronounced by the medical team and her father was admitted in stable condition. The brother and another man are now in police custody. The highly publicized matter between the butlers has been referred for mediation. The court matter between the senior butler and the national under-23 footballer, the younger butler, has been referred for mediation by Senior Parish Judge Cole Montague at the Halfway Tree Parish Court in St. Andrew on Monday afternoon. This means that this issue between both parties will be settled without relying on legal judgment issued by a judge or jury. The younger butler, who was represented by Tom Tavares Finson, has stated that the senior butler has caused harm to him in an alleged incident during a training session at Mona High School on Monday, November 30, 2020. Senior butler was represented by Christopher Townsend, who has vehemently denied the claim and countered with a similar charge against the younger butler. The daughter of the senior butler, who lives with him, will be used as the middle person in the handing over of documents, including a passport and driver's license belonging to the younger butler, which are still at his father's house. The senior butler has said that the younger butler has nothing left at the house and that he has denied him access because of what he describes as some unpleasant habits that his child has developed. As a result, Montague advised Kyle to tell his sister where the items are located and have her return them to him. Two butlers are scheduled to return to court on March 11, 2021. Good news for the Caribbean in terms of weather, as with most of the Caribbean receiving normal to above normal rainfall over the second half of the year 2020 wet season, there are currently no concerns that the region will encounter any drought up to the end of the first quarter of 2021. This is what has been reported by the Caribbean Drought and Precipitation Monitoring Network in their latest bulletin. However, there is some concern about what will happen later in the year of 2021. According to January 2021 issue of the Caribbean Drought Bulletin, a drought warning should be considered for Antigua, Southwest Belize, Southern French Guiana, where long-term drought is increasing, while a drought watch should be considered for Grand Cayman and St. Kitts, where long-term drought might possibly develop or continue. There are no concerns over short-term drought, and that can affect streams, rivers, and ponds by the end of March 2021. However, there are some concerns existing over long-term drought that can impact large rivers, reservoirs, and groundwater by the end of May 2021. This is what has been stated by the Barbados-based Caribbean Institute for Meteorology and Hydrology. There is specifically a concern for southern Belize and French Guiana, and in the vicinity of Antigua, where water resources should be closely monitored. The Cayman Islands and St. Kitts Nevis should also monitor water resources as a precaution against long-term drought issues. It further noted that areas that ended up in long-term drought by the end of November 2020 may continue to experience significantly reduced water levels in large reservoirs, large rivers, and groundwater along the dry season. Over the 3-month period from September to November 2020, the islands of the Eastern Caribbean were predominantly above normal However, according to the Caribbean Drought and Precipitation Monitoring Network, they are advising all stakeholders to keep monitoring drought and look for its monthly updates on same. Caribbean neighbor Cuba has been hit by some serious sanctions as the Trump administration comes to a close. The Trump administration on Monday redesignated Cuba as a state sponsor of dangerous activities, hitting the country with new sanctions that could hamstring President-elect Joe Biden's promise to renew relations with the communist-governed island. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo announced the step, citing in particular Cuba's continued harboring of U.S. fugitives, its refusal to extradite a coterie of Colombian guerrilla commanders, as well as its support for Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro. This designation, which has been discussed for years, is one of several last-minute foreign policy moves that the Trump administration is making before Biden takes office on January 20th. Removing Cuba from the blacklist had been one of former President Barack Obama's main foreign policy achievements, as he sought better relations with the island. Efforts of President Barack Obama were endorsed by Biden as his vice president. Ties that had essentially frozen after Fidel Castro took power in 1959. As he was with Iran, Trump has sought to reverse many of Obama's decisions involving Cuba. He has taken a tough line and a tough approach to Havana and rolled back many of the sanctions that the Obama administration had eased or lifted after the restoration of full diplomatic relations in 2015. Since Trump took office after a campaign that caused some hits against Obama's moves to normalize relations with Cuba, ties have been increasingly strained. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about the issues that have been discussed in this session. Thanks for watching, and remember to be safe and vigilant at all times. Have a fantastic day. Goodbye.